So I feel like in the beginning of this one, so of course we see Luthen going to meet with Lonnie, and I feel like Luthen kind of feels, I feel like he feels that his time is like coming to an end. Like I feel like, especially in
there's an edge, right?
Yeah,
like, and I think he's just like, and he's already said that earlier, right?
Yeah.
He's getting exhausted,
and he like also like he almost argues, not kind of argues, but he spars, verbal sparring a little bit with Kleya, like that, like he says that they've used up the perfect, and I feel like in retrospect, I feel like that is why he kind of almost self-sacrificed himself for.
Yeah, but even like in our last podcast,
like I just feel like he's tired.
He's tired, but in our last podcast, we were talking about the difference between Cassian and Luthen.
That's true. Yes,
and it's almost like Luthen's been doing this for so long
that he doesn't know
that he doesn't really realize that he's sort of lost touch with. Like I think he understands that that some of the stuff they have to do is pretty terrible.
Yeah. But then also like in retrospect with this episode, like the the first time we see Luthen, he's in some kind of war. I was trying to figure out which war this is.
Oh yeah, when Kleya's reflecting back,
it's probably like the Separatist war or something like that, because I'm not really sure which one it was.
But he's definitely not on the right side.
Yeah.
He's taking part in whatever
war.
He's part of the group that's doing the nasty.
He's doing the bad stuff. Yeah. Going and doing not nice things to people. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, I just feel like he's just been fighting for so long that he kind of just doesn't.
He's exhausted.
Yeah,
and he's completely lost himself in it, and that comes up later.
Yeah. So then in retrospect, like I do feel like that it does make sense, like what happened to him. Like I guess that does explain why he just didn't like get out of.
I don't think he wanted to either, because given what's going on in Yavin,
and also like everyone doesn't like him.
he pretty much doesn't have a place to go anyways.
Yeah.
And how would he fit in? Like, I mean, the rebellion was what it was at the beginning, and then it has changed, and he doesn't really fit.
And now it's almost kind of becoming more organized.
Yeah. Well, I got other thoughts on that, but yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, so I noticed, like, when Dedra came to Luthen's shop, like, I remember I pointed this out, like, and you were like, what are you talking about? In his shop, like, there are so many things, like, there's so many, you can just, like, pause, go frame by frame in his shop and see, like, things from other series, other, like, big, like, influential artifacts and stuff. So I noticed what I noticed it as, I'm not sure if that actually is what it was, but it's a hand from the mural on Lothal, the planet Lothal from the animated series Star Wars Rebels.
Which I haven't.
Yes, that you haven't seen, that accesses the world between worlds, which is like a huge influential thing. Of course, is the reason why Ahsoka is still alive and stuff.
Access meaning him.
No, like access, like to open.
Access.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
open.
You meant
to open that. I think that's what that was, and you only saw it for like maybe like a frame, and I was like, wait, hold on.
There's all kinds of Easter eggs in there, I'm sure. I wouldn't know. Like, I'm just oblivious to all of these things. So,
but yeah, the thing is, I really think it was great how it basically all came back to the Starpath unit. Like, she opened that box, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the Starpath unit.
Yeah, it's going right back to season 1.
It's right back to season 1.
And that was the thing. Like,
thing that started it all.
There's so much, and I'm going to come back to this, but there's so much from season 1 that is come back in the last 3 episodes, starting with that.
Yeah.
And then it really tried to really force me, because we didn't watch season 1 again before we started watching season 2. So there was a little bit of catch up to do, because, I mean, you can't remember everything. But yeah, I love how they did that. But
yeah, and that was great. And like, and speaking about Axis, like, I honestly think I thought, because I know that within like the universe, so there's Axis, the organization, and then there's also the individuals known as Fulcrum. So Fulcrum are like the big name spy people in that are like really active spying in the rebellion. So there's at least 3. There's Ahsoka, there's Cassian, of course, is Fulcrum, and then there's also
Cassian is Fulcrum?
Cassian also Fulcrum, yeah. So there's Ahsoka, there's Cassian, there's also Kallus from Star Wars Rebels. But like, I thought we were gonna get it, because obviously Fulcrum and Axis are definitely tied. Like, I was thinking that they were like pretty much the same thing, but it never was explicitly named that like this is the same thing. Like these fulcrum are the people in.
Yeah,
Axis.
see, I wouldn't know.
And I was expecting there
that.
to be a connection, like an actual like concrete connection. Like, hey, this is how this became. Like, obviously, like you would know because like the word Axis and the word fulcrum like are pretty much the same thing. So there definitely is a connection there. But I'm a little confused as why we didn't get a solid concrete connection. But again. You know, that's fine.
I would not.
We know it's
again.
the same
I wouldn't.
thing.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know
Yeah,
because
anyway,
but
we know it's the same thing.
I haven't seen any of the animated, and I haven't done any of the video games, so that's where I'm relying on you to bring all that in.
Yeah, but anyway, and then another thing I really thought, like, going back to like the whole dynamic between Kleya and Luthen, it was like really heartbreaking, like how the episode ended and seeing all of the things that like they had done together and like how he basically like rescued her and like kind of almost raised her, like it was literally her dad.
And the thing is, I kind of like, and I'm going to talk about this like with that.
Yeah.
I feel that there's an element that they sort of rescued each other.
Like,
I mean,
he definitely
physically rescued her from
yeah.
but I feel like, and I'm going to say this again, I'll probably end up saying it again, but I feel like she was the catalyst that made him finally make because
obviously
he's done and
even at that point,
because that's the whole title of the episode, make it stop, right? And he's saying make it stop over and over again, and there she is, and that is like
that the thing
that
otherwise he very well could have just died.
It's his he and that's what made him stop.
I'm gonna say more about that later, but like with how that whole like saving each other thing. But then again, like and then seeing how like he taught her certain things, and then going back to like the present when like she's so good at like all that spy stuff, it's honestly very impressive. And like,
well, then she reminds him actually sometimes. It's just like, remember this,
like,
and then he
this,
tries almost making an excuse for it. But
it's honestly really really amazing. But then like I feel like Luthen has like, and especially in the flashbacks, like I feel like he's always been a bit like protective of Kleya. Like for example, like on Naboo, he doesn't let her push the button to blow up that bridge.
But he dared her to.
He dared her to.
If she could have done it,
she was going to. But then he stops her, and he does it himself.
Well, because now you're making me think about this differently, but not differently, but more deeply, because maybe the reason he does that is because every time you do something like that, you lose some of yourself.
Yeah, sure.
And that goes back to what he's like at this point.
Yeah, and then also like
there's just nothing left.
Even in the situation in the present, he basically is like, no, you don't do the pouring the acid on the radio. I'm gonna go do it. You get out.
Yeah, because there's still humanity left in her.
Yeah.
And you can see it. Yeah. Like you can see it.
It's honestly really.
He doesn't want to completely destroy, because I think there's a part. I don't know if it's in this episode. It must be. Yeah. There's at some point he says, "I'm more concerned about what I've done to you." Right? Like it's at the beginning. I think he says. Do you remember he says that?
I don't remember.
He says, "I'm concerned about what I've done to you."
Yeah. I don't remember that.
I just think something like that. Yeah. There's an element of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that was, and then that sort of launches into her reflection of what has happened. I guess over what I would say 20 years, 15 years. How old do you think she is? She's
about like
I'm gonna
8 or so, like
in the beginning, and I'm gonna put her close to 30 for sure. So I mean,
about 15, 20ish.
Yeah, somewhere around there that they've been doing this. That's a long time.
Yeah. So it's a good. Long
and
while.
He was tired already to start with. Yeah. Like he'd seen enough.
Probably closer to 20, because if he was fighting in the.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
You could do the mental math, but
or
anyway,
it could just be a completely unrelated tiny little war
that happened. Yeah. Whatever it was, he was part of something.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely like it's very, very interesting like to see like that how that dynamic between the two of them, like it's both changed and stayed the same. Like it's almost like at points he's protecting her, but also at other times like she's like protecting him. Like she's like bartering with people.
They're like part of they're part of the same organism now. Like I think that's what they are.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then another thing, like he's almost like, because of course like she's going along with him on almost every mission that we see, and like at the same time,
or like, she's making sure it's
decisions.
It's executed.
Like,
to the way he wants.
I feel like in a way like that is also both of them protecting each other, like almost in the only way they know how. Like they're both trying to fight for something bigger than themselves to protect the other person.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on in this episode.
Yeah.